If I had $1 million.
That's what we're talking about today.
Welcome to the Utah Real Estate Show podcast, the show where two agents and a lender teach real estate best practices by talking through mistakes we've seen and made.
And I was talking to these guys about it, and we're like, well, that's what we should talk about is, how would you spend $1 million, Jason?
Me?
Yeah.
So this is where we're gonna break down. So you're gonna do $1 million, then you're gonna do $1 million, and I'm gonna think the longest. Then I'm gonna do my $1 million.
I'm gonna get on the spot.
We're gonna argue.
Yeah, on the spot.
Okay, so I would.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Utah Real Estate Show. I am Tyler Kazare, Utah Real Estate Agent.
Jason Christiansen, mortgage lender.
Aric Wist, Utah Real Estate Agent.
And today in our episode, we're talking about $1 million.
$1 million.
I want to talk about that because everybody wants $1 million. Okay. And the question is if your great grandpa died, Jason, and all of a sudden you get a check in the mail for $1 million, tax free,
After taxes and all this stuff, like you get $1 million
that's what it's
right
there
now to go spend that money.
yeah.
Penny candy.
Well, what do you go look at? What do you do? Because if you start looking at like statistically, what's going to happen? The majority of people go and say, "I'm going to pay off my house." Like it's like
that's a horrible investment.
It's a huge, like seriously, like the majority of people say, "Oh, I'm going to pay off a house, my house." Then they're going to go to their house and they're going to go, "You know what? I can probably sell this. I'll buy a bigger one or a nicer one or a different neighborhood." And let's just say after they sell it and pay off their one, they spent $500,000, which is not much right here in Utah. But let's just say that's what they spent. Okay. Next, what do you think the majority of people do with $1 million after they pay off their house?
Ticket.
They probably do buy a couple extra lottery tickets. Okay.
I've won $1 million once. I'm going to do it again.
But they usually say, "I'm going to go buy a new car." I know, because that's probably what.
And they're going to pay off some
do.
of their close relations something.
Okay, so
they're
let's
be charitable
say
with a little bit
let's
of
say they
probably.
spend $50,000 on each car, which is once again not much nowadays.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a nice car. It's
Okay,
nice.
but they sold their old ones, bought some newer ones. Now they're up to $600,000. Let's call it $650 because they went and bought some lottery tickets and some
So they upgraded their house,
upgraded their cars.
but they started with their house, right?
Yeah, yep. Upgraded their house, upgraded their cars.
So-
then they took some money and they felt we need to put some more.
They're
in our
going on
savings
vacation.
account.
No, they're going on vacation.
Yeah,
Well-
they're going to go on vacation.
Yeah,
Most likely.
Okay, let's say.
people do that.
So they spend another $20,000 or $30,000 on vacation.
Okay. And
A
then
nice
they
one.
throw some money in their savings account because they've never had that money. And they
Right.
go, "I need to go put some of this away."
Two
so they
or
go
300,000.
Just so they can
and
feel
now
good
you
about it.
have, after all of that, you have maybe $100,000 left. And they haven't done one thing with that $1 million to actually make them any more money.
Yeah, actually. Well, there was a couple studies done. One with the people that won the lottery
Yeah.
or the sweepstakes, and with how many years it take them to get back to where they were, right?
Yeah, and it's not very long.
Isn't the average amount of time like 7 years or something like that? Or 6 years?
Yeah, and
No,
it's
I
gone.
thought it was 2 years.
Yeah, it's something that's...
It's ridiculous.
I don't know.
Well-
I've never won the lottery, so I don't know what it would take me to get back to where
Well,
I'm at.
and now those are talking tens of millions. So we're just saying just $1 million because that's... Honestly, it's more realistic nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, yeah.
And that's what, like, I heard this and I was like, you know what? I started thinking, and so I was talking to my friends and talking to my wife about it, and I was talking to these guys about it, and we're like, well, that's what we should talk about is how would you spend $1 million, Jason?
Me?
Yeah.
So this is where we're gonna break
Penny
down. So
candy.
you're gonna do $1 million, then you're gonna do $1 million, and I'm gonna think the longest. Then I'm gonna do my $1 million. And
I get on the
then
spot.
we're gonna argue.
Yeah, on the spot.
Okay, so I would.
Right now. Tomorrow morning, you're spending.
I would buy Boardwalk and Park Place and put hotels.
Fair enough. I'm pretty sure I would buy 4 primary residences, 4 houses, 25% down as rentals. That's what I'd do.
I'd totally buy a new truck. First
$1
thing.
million truck.
No, that would be my very
they're
first
actually-
thing. And then I would tell my wife and say we got $900,000.
I wouldn't tell my wife.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, sorry, we interrupted. You're gonna
No,
first
that's-
thing you do, like I said, right now, that was the first thing that came to your mind.
4 residential properties. I would.
Where are you buying those properties?
And is that it? So that chewed up all $1 million.
Most of it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, give me numbers. I'm a number guy.
All right. So I would go for the $700,000 to $900,000 range. I would want a couple thousand left over.
Okay.
So you're gonna buy 700. Let's say $750,000 properties.
Yeah. Family rentals. So I'm boring. I would buy as close to Lehi as I could.
Okay.
I really like what's going on in Lehi.
What about you, Tyler?
No, you're next.
Oh, okay.
That's true. Tyler has the chance to think about it. So it sounds brilliant.
I would not buy 4 $755,000 properties in Lehi. I'd buy 10. No.
you would.
I would splurge on fun stuff first for me. I would go buy a new truck. And I would totally buy my wife a new car too. I would clear that out. For me, those are like running expenses. I look at, they're good. I don't need to do anything for the next little while. I'm going to spend it. I'm totally worldly like that. But then I would start looking at the investment side of things. I would do more homes in different states. I want 10 homes in 10 states.
10 homes in 10 states?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, because I had a friend do this years ago, and I want to go visit my 10 businesses in 10 different states where I like to vacation.
As a write-off?
And then submit those to my tax accountant and let him have fun.
Okay. So you, how much did you spend discretionary, non-asset,
Yeah, because like really,
$150,000.
So $150,000 on the cars.
on bogus stuff. I'd spend $150,000 tomorrow, no problem.
So you're down to $850,000, and you would buy 10 properties
in 10 states.
In 10 states with $850,000.
I don't think you got enough.
Well, you didn't say this had to be like real.
$85,000 homes.
Actually, like the numbers have to crunch a little.
Well, I haven't investigated all of that stuff yet. But that's what I want. He said that's what I want.
Island.
Now, I may only get to, well, first I would move to one of those because that would be a primary residence. So I'd only get, 3% down. But I'll keep this one, so I'll come back and visit.
Is Janelle okay with this idea? That
she has no idea yet.
Right.
Okay.
Janelle,
Eric's
comment
plan.
below.
And
how
I'd
you feel
probably
about this.
would buy 2 of them without her knowing too.
Oh, wow. And so you're
I have a bad habit of
So
that.
you're sticking with the idea of, hun, we got $600,000.
Guess what? My grandpa died.
Grandpa Lou died.
$300,000.
Yeah. Wasn't he a millionaire? Yeah, he left us $300,000. Wasn't that nice of him?
I wasn't his
After
favorite.
taxes.
I probably would still. She's gonna hate me for that one. But I would probably buy 2 homes right off the bat and look at those. Move to one, keep one here, the one where we're at. Move. First one probably be in Texas. Another one would be in Mississippi. It's weird, but I like it over there. And then I'd probably go to Florida. So they would all be cheaper states for the first ones. And they would be rentals, all of them. All the rest, those
Short
other
term,
ones.
long term.
Long term.
Okay. Wow. So it's down to me now. Oh man. All right. Well, here's how I would spend it in all the time that I've been thinking about this for the last few minutes. Very first thing I would do is I would pay off any outstanding debts that I have. I have a couple of automotive loans and stuff. I would pay those off.
That's what I did too.
I'm talking less than $25,000. So that's what I would do with that.
Same
I don't have
thing.
any other outstanding debt. I would not pay off my primary residence.
Nope.
No way.
I would not pay off any of my investment properties that I have right now. I would not pay those off. So just for clarity, the debts that I'm clearing are automotive debt. And then, so now I've got $975,000 left. I think I would take about $100,000 and I'd put it in crypto. I'm weird. That's how
Buying
I
some
am.
shitcoin with that.
You've got some good returns coming on your crypto.
I do.
Don't blame you.
I have some pretty good returns on my crypto right now, so I'm pretty happy about that. I would take another $100,000 and I would buy. Actually, I would take about 100. Somebody calculate for me as I go because I'm losing track of where I'm at.
You've only made it to 900.
I'm gonna take another $150,000. I'm gonna take $150,000. I'm gonna put it in dividends, stocks, equity positions that don't go up or down really, but they pay a dividend. Okay. Then I am gonna start buying real estate. I'm not gonna go buy
$725.
crazy. I'm down to $725,000.
Now you get one home.
Okay. I am going to probably purchase in non-metro areas in Utah because I want the appreciation. I'd buy in like out east. I'm not going to name any towns in case somebody wants to go out there. And I'm going to go south. I'm going to go east and I'm going to go south.
Are you talking east, south?
Not southeast. I'm going to go to the east. I'm going to buy
Utah
in Vernal.
County.
I'm going to buy in Vernal.
You would go in Vernal.
I'm going to buy down in Nephi and
What
some
about
of those
Bluebell?
other places.
I think it's very.
I actually
you
don't know
do very
what
well do
Bluebell
that.
is. Anyway, so I'd buy. I would spend the rest of the dollars, $725. I would spend the rest of the $725 on however many properties I could buy at a 25% down or 20% down, and I would focus on multifamily if I could. So I'd want duplexes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want duplexes. I don't want to do single family homes. If I can't find a multifamily that's going to be awesome, I'll buy a single family. But I want a multifamily.
Would you build?
I don't think I would build. Right now is an interesting time to build. I wouldn't be opposed to building because you kind of get built-in equity. But in a lot of those places, it's a little bit hard to rent for cash flow if you're building.
So these were all different.
Off the cuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a really quick comment down below which one you like the most. Mine. And then, say why you liked it. Or actually tell us what you'd do with your $1 million. Divide it up and tell us what you would do. Because, I'm curious. I want to see what you guys think it is.
Yeah. Because this is a real question that I get asked. Like, I just actually spoke to a first-time investor just last week. And after we had about an hour discussion, it kind of came down. He goes, okay. Right now I'm going in 100 different directions. And I said, well, you have to pick one if you're going to start investing because you have to decide because you're comparing all of these different ways to doing stuff. And he goes, okay, you tell me what I should buy because in 6 years I want to cash out everything and I want to buy my dream home. And I said, great. Now you have a game plan. Now you have a strategy. Now we can go for that strategy. And I think a lot of people nowadays, right now, have no strategies. They don't have a dream board. They don't have a goal that they're wanting to set. They don't want to, hey, I want to have this many homes by the time I'm this age. And they think it's impossible. Well, it's because you don't think about it. You don't dream about it. Like it's not there.
Everything's impossible till you do it.
Exactly. Like you have to try to go for that. And so when I say that $1 million, like that's more realistic than it is. Like what happens if you found an investor that came and said, hey, I got $1 million that I need to move for tax benefits. What could you do with my $1 million? Now you potentially kind of now he probably wouldn't let me buy a new truck, but I might be able to buy everything else.
Yeah.
Well, and now you're going into partners.
I think it has a lot to do with where you want to be. Like in my mind, this is the way I did.
Well, you're like
I worked backwards. So I
it's
thought
because you only
myself,
have like 15 years to live.
Oh, calm down.
Look at that gray hair. So he's more 55 older community.
I'm 44 for anyone that wonders.
It's 11 years away. That's like a flash.
Uphill both
This
ways
amazing
to school.
distinguished silver fox look is courtesy of my kids. They are the ones that give me this silver hair. Anyway,
and Aric.
The reason that I selected the assets that I selected was because I want stability above all. And
you diversified.
When I'm 65.
Yours were pretty diversified.
Right.
Yours were 100% not.
Boom. Right there.
All four of them right now within
Same-
5 miles of
same
where
type
we're
of
sitting
property.
right now.
Yeah.
His was pay off the Toyota Corolla, crypto, dividends. I don't even know what that is.
We should talk afterward.
I forgot what else you said. Oh yeah, southeast of here, south here, and east of here.
and east.
Okay,
Not southeast.
So pretty multi-family.
Moab would be fun though.
Something. So I mean, you were a little bit more diversified on stuff.
Yeah,
and I think that's something
that was what my objective was to try to have multiple streams of income from multiple diversified sources. That's how I was looking.
Now, does that mean Jason's strategy is bad?
No. Well, that's why I'm curious. Why did you choose what you did, Jason?
Because of the development that's going in around here. I think Lehi will see some of the highest appreciation of anywhere in Utah.
So the long-term outlook of the area.
All the eggs in one basket.
Actually, kind of short-term. So I think this is just me.
So you're gonna make. When are you cashing out of this?
As soon as the development ends around the point of the mountain.
See, I guess for me, to answer
10
the
years?
question, like
I'm
I'm going to buy and hold those till I step into the coffin. I mean, like genuinely, I'm going to hold the dividends. The crypto, I'm not going to hold. The crypto, I'm going to sell it when it peaks out or when I think it's going to peak.
That's what everybody said.
And I'm out, right? The multifamily homes, like I'm gonna hold those till, just like pay my world off.
Pass them down through inheritance.
I just found out one of my friend's dads. He owns. I don't know why he won't tell anybody this. I had to trick him into telling me. And after he told me,
got him a couple of shots of whiskey.
No, I started asking about different things, and then I said and I purposely threw out a wrong number, and he corrected me, and he went he totally he's like, shoot. But he owns 36 fourplexes.
Holy crap.
And at this point, they're completely paid for. He's older now. He's 70. And
That's
he
gotta be a
bought
pretty decent
them.
income.
He started buying them 40 years ago.
Wow.
And
That is
he's
pretty
never
awesome.
sold one.
So here's my basic retirement plan. Pick the amount of money you want to live on this second.
$1 million.
Monthly.
$1 million.
And then figure out what type of property rents for whatever it is.
I'm screwed.
And so it used to be I wanted $10,000 a month, right? It's gone up because money's got worth less. But
I like
here's
motorcycles.
the thing: you can pick okay, I want $10,000 a month. So in rentals for single
what do you
family
need?
houses, that's $250. So I need 5 of those, right? Is that math right? Something. Anyway, the thing is, as whatever inflation does, whatever anything does, that amount of houses paying you that much rent will stay about the same. Because as the dollar gets weaker or stronger, the rent
stays.
payments will adjust. And so it's not like, okay, well, when you retire, you'll need to make $80,000 a year. No, because $80,000 when I retire will buy you a loaf of bread or something like that. You're like, no, if I have this many houses at that time, I'll be all right.
Yeah. No,
Bought a Big Mac for only $100.
Yeah.
Man, what a great deal.
Well, and this is the question that we want to pose to you guys. I mean, we've had a lot of episodes. We've talked a lot about different investment strategies. We want to hear what your guys' thoughts are on what type of investing, or we want to instill that kick in your butt of go think about something. Call one of us, message one of us. Hey, what do you think about this idea? Can I even do this? Is it crazy? I just spoke to a previous client. She's 24 years old, and she asked me, she goes, do you think I could have 5 homes by the time I'm 30?
Yeah.
And
easy.
I went, yes,
Yeah.
100%. And she went, for reals? And I said, without a doubt. And she goes, okay, let's do it. She is on the track to do that. And that is that's awesome. Have that dream, pursue it, find somebody to show you how to make that happen, and go do it.
Yeah. I've heard a quote recently: the bigger the dream, the easier your path. The more drive you have, the more desire you have. Then does this expenditure work with my plan? Yes or no? Done. You always have that thing burning. If you don't have that dream, that desire to push you forward, then it becomes really hard. What do you want to do tonight? I don't care. So, what'd you learn today?
Well, my key takeaway is there are various strategies that will yield various results, and it really comes down to how the person feels and what their objectives are.
I agree.
Think big, dream big, go big, or just sit at home and play video games.
I agree.
I don't agree. You shouldn't play video games.
No, man, what do you want? Go get it.
Yeah, it's all about what you want.
So you know how we would spend our $1 million. How would you spend your $1 million? We want to hear about it. Share, like, subscribe, send it to somebody who's got the crazy idea. We want to hear about it.
If you want to get in touch with us, shoot us a text at 801-228-7687. Make sure you mention the show. You can email us at theutahrealestateshow@gmail.com. You can watch this show on YouTube, and you can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you learned something, or if you really love this show, give us a like on YouTube and drop a rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. The Utah Real Estate Show is a production of Hive Collective at Presidio Real Estate, with support from Security Home Mortgage. The NMLS number for Security Home Mortgage is 178787. The NMLS number for Jason Christiansen is 240472, Equal Housing Lender. Not only is this not legal or investment advice, but you should definitely talk to a pro before you make any real estate decision. Every situation is different and should be considered in context. Copyright Jason Christiansen, Aric Wist, and Tyler Kazare. All rights reserved. Talk to you next week.
It's like it sounds like an old time poem, and it's like, oh, this is I submit to the waters to something I'll never.
I have no idea where you're going with this.
Neither do I. I don't know.
That's the whole thing. It's just kind of
That is the whole thing.
I would try and find it if I thought I could, but if I had $1 million.
If I had $1 million. That's what we're talking about today.
Okay, perfect.
That's hilarious.
All day. Except for Tyler's like this.
Wow.
He caught on.
I did. I caught on.
Yeah. Delicious. So, ta-da.
Oh my gosh.
I hate it when it does it. We got to turn the lights back on. Most of our,
So
most of the thing. No,
part
most
of our strategy is to
Dance, Tyler,
have
dance.
buildings that have manual light switches and not automatic.
Oh, he did it.
Okay.
Congratulations.
So, Tyler,
I can't walk very fast.
what did we learn today?
In the chairs.
This is getting old.
Okay. I'm not getting old. My
Hopefully, the
ankles broke.
orthopedics
You
will
are
be
getting
better
old.
here soon for you.
Okay. What?
Nothing.
My orthopedic.
Huh? Speak into my gut here.
So, I didn't learn anything. Just kidding. So,
I didn't learn a dang thing today. We'd buy all the fancy Dijon ketchups.
not your.
We're cutting this.
Fiber.
Right?
I don't know.
Yeah, we're cutting this.
Free fiber.
Fiber internet.
No. No, like Metamucil.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh.
If I
Should we
had
just
$1
sing
million.
Now I know
that
how
we
to spend
have
it.
$1 million. We know how to spend it. I'd buy.
He's on tune pretty well. I'm enjoying that. That's great. I mean, I would have played it because I can't remember the tune, but it's there.
We'd buy a limo because it costs more.
Yeah.
We'll give you $1 million to subscribe.